Hello, everybody out there in Twitch land. Welcome to my Frank Lloyd Wrightcraft stream. Today, let me see, let me make sure everything's going. Uh, oh, I see what I did here. Here we go. Okay, now we're in Minecraft and not my just regular streaming. Okay, so today we are adding on to the Darwin D Martin complex. This was something that I built a few years ago, actually probably several years ago at this point. Um, and that is this thing here behind me. And you can see this large complex thing here. We'll fly over there. So this is the main house here. Where the Martins lived. And then there's this long pergola, and then there's a greenhouse garden thing here for Mrs. Darwin. And then this is the carriage house over here. And then this is the Barton house, which was for uh, Darwin Martin's brother. So Mr. Martin was the secretary at the treasurer at the Larkin Soap Company, and he was a huge fan of Frank Lloyd Wright's work. And he lived in Buffalo, New York. Anyway, he was a huge fan of Frank Lloyd Wright's work, and decided to commission him to build him a house for his family and sort of extended family. Um, I think so. The backstory there is that Darwin Martin um, was sort of not necessarily estranged from his siblings as a kid, but like I think they were sort of pulled apart, and uh, so he always wanted to have like a closer connection to his family. And so in his older years, when he had the financial stability to commission a house and to build a house. He sort of extended the invitation to his brother and sister, I believe, that if they wanted to live on this plot of land that he had purchased in Buffalo, that he would commission Mr. Wright to also build them a house. So his brother took him up on this offer, and so this ended up being his house here, which is on the same plot of land, although not directly connected. I think there's like this wall that connects them, but it's a fully separate house there. So there's these gardens on sort of either side here. Actually, you can sort of see the let me yeah, you can see the layout here in this photo of the complex. Let me line this up so you can sort of see the same vantage point in Minecraft that you can in the real world photo. So we are looking at this like so. Ta-da! So there, you can see the glass ceiling of the greenhouse area, and then the cottage house, and then in the background, like at the end of the photo, you can see the main house there, and over on the left, you can see um, his brother's house there. So yeah, you can also see the sort of like little wall that connects them, sort of indicating that like these are on the same. It's part of the same system here, but obviously it's its own separate entity. So what we are doing today. So it's been a few years since I've been doing the Frank Lloyd Wrightcraft stuff. I got super into it, and then I don't know, life changes, stuff happened, and I moved, across country and whatnot, and just hadn't been doing it for a few years, and I realized that I missed doing this because it brought me a lot of joy, and so I decided to get back to it. But that meant that I decided I would start with some simpler tasks, right? Like this whole thing here, this is a monumental task, right? This took me several weeks to do, especially if you like look at some of the detail work on the main house with these sort of interlocking levels and horizontal lines and stuff. I think there is a brick missing here. Let's fix that. So, yeah. Oh, I think I couldn't decide what kind of windows I wanted here, whether I wanted the level or whatever I wanted in the glass here. Anyway, but you can see how this, like I said, is much more complex of a build than what we were working on last week. If you were here, well, the last 2 weeks we were working on the Fontana Boathouse, which is over here. I can show you guys. Nope, it's over here. Got turned around. Over there's the Roby House, a very famous house in Chicago of Frank Lloyd Wright. And this over here, this is the Fontana Boathouse, which is what we were doing the past 2 weeks. Right, so you can see how this is, like I said, a much simpler design. It is, it's just kind of one rectangle with flat roof and a little balcony there. And then you can see the sort of dock on the outside there. In here we have the boats, because it's a boathouse. And then there's an upstairs with like a sort of grand ballroom type place there. So, like I said, I decided that in getting back into this, I would start with some more simpler works, more simpler designs, rather than tackling something big like Falling Water or Grey Cliff. Grey Cliff was also commissioned by Mr. Martin as his family's summer home. There's actually quite a lot of Frank Lloyd Wright in Buffalo, because that's where Mr. Martin lived, and he, like I said, commissioned a lot of works, a lot of buildings by Frank Lloyd Wright there. So, yeah, there's a lot of Frank Lloyd Wright architecture in Buffalo, New York, which is kind of cool. I've been there several times in the before times when we could travel. I used to travel for work, and whenever, to lots of different cities, and whenever I'd go to a new city, I would check and see if there was any Frank Lloyd Wright in the area. I have a master list now. Oh, that disappeared too. Let's fix that. Here we go. Yeah, so I have a master list now of Frank Lloyd Wright works that I am trying to get to. Well, I was trying to get to, again, back when we could travel. So there is that, sadly. Okay. So, what I want to do today is I would love to, well, the plan here is to start adding the gardener's house, which in the sort of top right-hand corner of your screen, you can see the gardener's house. I can cycle through a few photos here for you, so you can see what this looks like. These are photos that I took on my visit there, which is cool. So it is it's much smaller house. This is the view from the front door of the gardener's house. So there's like a little garden area, a little walkway, and here it is from the opposing viewpoint, sort of looking like basically standing where the carriage house is there, that brick building that you see in the foreground, or as close as you can to the camera view. And then this would be looking from that vantage point towards the gardener's house there. I think this is from the internet. I sort of supplement with some. I like to use my own photos. One, because I have them and I tend to take a lot of photos. But it also like triggers my memory of being there, right? So those images become like more vivid in my mind. But lots of times there are angles or areas that we can't get to or are not allowed to, depending on who owns the house or who is the caretaker, right? Like if it's part of the trust, then they're more open to the public. Sometimes these homes are privately owned, so you can take pictures of the outside, like from across the street, but you can't really get it up close and personal. or even like aerial shots or like weird angles there. So, like I said, sometimes I do supplement with photos from the internet like these. Just to get, like I said, a few more angles here. And then this is of the interior of the house. So you can sort of see through there to the front door, which is actually the side door. It's oh, there you can see that it's sort of. I mean, there are those flat doors on the low end there, but that's sort of like a sunroom type area. And let's see if I can get a good shot. I think I got a shot of this. Yeah, here's the front door, um, which brings me to an interesting point of the fact that Frank Lloyd Wright really didn't like front doors. He like all of his doors and like access to the buildings are always like on the side or like hidden down. Um, yeah, he had this thing against like a big obvious front door. So the main entrance to the house is actually on the side here. Um, yeah, you see where those little steps are? That goes up to the entrance of the house there. So. So yeah, I would eventually. So I want to add on the gardener's house, which we're going to start that today. We probably won't finish today, so this is probably going to be a couple weeks project. Um, but I would also eventually love to add the visitor center as well because it's a beautiful building, and I think even though it's not designed by Frank Lloyd Wright, I think it's a really nice complement to Frank Lloyd Wright's work. So you can kind of see that. So in the middle photo here, I've got a couple photos of the overall layout. Um, so here's an aerial shot of the house, and I've circled in red where the gardener's house is in all of these. So you can sort of see where it sits on this plot of land. And here is a layout of the land that is like the land and the homes that are owned by or were owned and commissioned by Mr. Martin. So the white area there is the land that is owned by now the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation, or I, I don't know if I can say that I guess I'm assuming they own it. They certainly like they take care of it and they've done renovations and it's part of their collection. So I guess they own it, or maybe there is a benefactor who owns it and then like owns it in I don't know, not like leases it, but bestows it upon the Frank Lloyd Wright Foundation. I'm not sure about the legality there, but you can see here that the white area is the Darwin D. Martin complex, including the sort of long, almost like I don't know, I-beam shaped thing there. That's that main complex with the pergola. Let me get over here. So that is looking at things from this angle over here. Yeah. So that's looking at it like so. Right, and then you can see the little skinny bit that sticks out. There's a greenhouse, which is a very basic modern greenhouse. We might put a little placeholder there because I think it'll help us space out. That river might be a problem. We might have to do some terraforming. That's fine. We can do some terraforming. We could probably cover that up and then reroute the river through the skinny bit there. That's probably, or does it just dead end? No, it doesn't dead end. Okay. All right. Yeah, so we might put like a little tiny greenhouse there just to mark out some territory, because I would also eventually like to add in the visitor center. Which, okay, so here's another shot. The visitor center is that sort of um, just like next to, slightly like diagonally up and left from the red circle, like just adjacent to it there. That's the visitor center, and so I might add that in at some point, because it is actually a really quite beautiful building. It's definitely very modern but very minimalist, and I think it pairs nicely with the Martin House. Um, Here's another shot where you can see it's like a little uh, model here. And so you can see, again, I've circled in red where the gardener's house is. And then you can also see there's what, one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, um, seven little icons there, which if you're kind of moving from left to right there, the leftmost one is the main house. And then the next one that you get to moving left to right, it's at the sort of top of the screen, that's the visitor center. And then again, moving left to right, it's sort of in the middle of the screen, that's the pergola. And then keeping moving to the right at the bottom of the screen, that's his brother's house. And then we have the greenhouse just below the cottage or the carriage house, which is then just below the circled gardener's house. So, like I said, that sort of gives you an idea of the layout of the land here. I think I want to go back to maybe this view. I think would help me the most as we figure out some of the layout here. And I did. I've marked over here. You see that pillar. I'd like to eventually put Grey Cliff, which is the Darwin's summer home, up on this hill because it does like overlook a sort of it's on a hill, and so there's like sort of a cliff face behind it. I thought it would also be nice to put it sort of close by the Martin complex. This little thing here is the Blue Sky Mausoleum. It's just a little memorial that Frank Lloyd Wright designed, also in Buffalo. So this is sort of like the Buffalo, New York area here, I guess. Okay. So, yeah. Like I said, we might try and block out a little bit here. Let me see here. If we use this, because there definitely is some, there's like a little pathway there with there's some greenery, and then there's sort of like, actually, let me, we're going to sort of mark out some things here, right? Because we've got some little saplings or some trees there, and so we're going to put, actually, what else can I guess I could put it on those little blocks there. Let's see here. So those are directly opposite this. So what if we did in line with this here? Oops. Yeah. So we know that's a tree, right? So we're sort of marking out territory here. Just sort of notes. It's almost like I'm putting things down in pencil or sort of sketching things out for later. All this stuff will probably get moved. Oh, I did that one over. Let's put that there. And fourth tree. You go there. Yeah. Actually, I'm going to put this one up so that it is just in line with the others. Okay, but then that can give us sort of an idea of like, okay, well, if we were to do something here, and then I guess the visitor center would line up with that, right? be pretty close, I guess. So maybe I keep doing it. Right, so that might be along here. Bex11, thanks for the follow. I hope you're enjoying the stream today. Yeah, so cool. Okay, so that would be like the length of the visitor center, right? With those like four trees there, and such. So now you can see that there is that little greenhouse there, which is kind of in line. Looks like we're gonna have to do some terraforming here. Not my strongest, not my strongest skill set, but doable. Okay. I'm going to move my little chat window. Just a sec here. So I can see both what you guys say to me in chat and also um, see my reference photos and the game. So that sounds useful. Cool. Okay. So, oh yeah, I guess I did put horses back there in the, I put a skeleton horse back there. Oh yeah, this is back when we were also using this at, so I play, I do the Franklin Wright stuff in creative because it is more about my relationship with the architecture than it is about using the game mechanics to acquire blocks and that sort of stuff. Um, that is also a super fun aspect of the game, but it is not the only thing, or like not the most important thing to me when I'm working on the architecture stuff. I definitely do play survival, and I build in survival, and that's super fun. Uh, but it is also not the only way to enjoy the game. So, okay, so I want to bring up. What view do I want to bring up? I think I also want to. Yeah, one of these two. Uh, okay, so that little walkway goes. Okay. So right now I'm kind of trying to like reverse engineer a little bit of where this should be spaced. So let's get some tile type. Um, what should we use here? Maybe we'll just use stone brick slabs. Or just, no, we don't want that. Maybe just stone bricks to do the walkway. I don't know if I'm in love with that or not. We might use smooth stone instead. Unless we see something else that looks more well suited for the path. Maybe we'll just use the smooth stone here. Okay, so looking at that, it looks like, actually it kind of looks like it lines up with this path that's already there. Or maybe we'll do like this. And we'll probably fill in the grass around this at some point. Does that step down? It does look like it kind of steps down, actually. Hmm. maybe then we will do that. We will step it down. And then I'm not sure how far we want this to go. Let's see here. So I know a lot of this is like sort of getting set up, but this is still part of the process for me. Um, let's see, I'm looking at the aerial shot here to get an idea of this little walkway. Maybe we should just put it on the same level because did not mean to throw that. I think that might make our lives just easier in the long run. Although, no, I'm gonna keep it down. It'll give it a little bit more texture. We can solve the visitor center problem later. Okay, so we've got this, and okay, interesting. We do so it's interesting. You can see like how much older of a photo the aerial shot is here than the one that I took. Just because like look at the size of that tree, right? Like you can see that tree uh like all grown up, right? In the shot that I took here. So a lot of this I do kind of by um like eyeballing it, I guess. One could say. Uh let me see from the other angle here. Okay. I don't know how wide I want to make this little garden area here. Or how long for that matter. I mean, I guess we'll make this go a little bit longer. Looks like we're going to have to eventually do a lot of terraforming here. Um, because we do want... Oh, I see. So that one, we can tell in the aerial shot that this little walkway goes just a little bit into the visitor center. So maybe we'll do this. We'll extend this over here. You can sort of see that walkway. Like so. And then this whole little area here would be green with some bushes on the side. Let's take this out just a little bit farther. Give us just a little bit more working room. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and sort of draw that little garden walkway thing here. Just to distinguish, let's go ahead and use this. We'll probably change these later. But you can kind of see it's like, I guess it doesn't have it on that side. But we do get a little bit of it on the other side. Okay. Let's actually grab some. I want some dirt. Actually, yeah, let's do some coarse dirt just to make this distinctive. Um, because if this whole area is grassy area, a lot of times these like little details here. I'm gonna turn this music down. I'm gonna turn it down. Okay. A lot of times these little details like helps me gauge a sense of scale with this with these builds. Like the proportions matter, right? I think especially for Frank Lloyd Wright, proportions really matter. Whether it's for effect or aesthetics or design or support structure, whatever. I think it's super important. So, like I said, sometimes these details here really help me understand a bit more about the space. Okay, which means then that maybe about like here, we've got some dirt. And then we've got, I'm gonna use we'll use the smooth stone again. Okay, and then this little plot here. Right, we did say that kind of lines up the corner of the visitor center there. Let's do this. And then we'll do the coarse dirt here. Okay, so that gives us that little plot of land there. And then we'll probably put the little planter bushes thing there. We get a line of grass here. We could extend this later if we needed to. Okay, but this gives us an idea here, which is great. I'm going to shift to the other view here. Yeah, okay. And so then we have a bit more of greenery here before we get to the actual front of the house. Yeah, we're gonna have to do a lot of terraforming. Well, that'll be a fun/boring stream, depending on what your view is on watching streamers Minecraft. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so then the house will basically sit here. All right, I like that. Cool. Okay, so now let's see if we can get a little bit more up close and personal with the sort of sunroom area of this house. Okay, so that gives us a little bit there. Do I have another one that gives me more? Aha, this is what I want. Okay. So we've got a little bit of like concrete patio here, or maybe just stone. Let's see, what do we have? We could use just regular old stone. Here, we get rid of some of these now that we're not using them. So let's see what else we have in the way of stone. Right. So we could use either stone, go figure, or smooth stone here. What else do we have? What if I type in gray? So we could use this light gray concrete. That's a possibility there. We could use the concrete powder, or the wool is kind of weird. Maybe I'll consider this. Let's see. What other... Well, actually, what do we have in terms of stairs? Let's check that, because that might better determine what we want to work with here. Maybe the andesite is a better choice here, because we do have stairs to work with if we choose andesite. Or there are the stone stairs here, so we do have that. Yeah, because I think if you think about those two next to each other, the polished andesite stairs and the light gray concrete, I don't think that works. Maybe we could do the smooth stone if we just continue that, and then the polished andesite stairs. That could look okay. Let's see. Go ahead and bring that out. So one of the tricky things about this is going to be, well, one, we don't have a blueprint for this. So I usually try and find blueprints for the houses that I'm building here, because, well, I find it fascinating just to see, like, I know these buildings in Frank Lloyd Wright's own hand. But then also I do try and make these as close to accurate as possible, right? So I try and look at the actual blueprint, and then the biggest thing that I do is I kind of start from a door, because a door is a pretty fixed unit and it looks like a door, right? Like it would be weird if you tried to put two doors on top of one another to make like a really tall door, but then like if you open it, it only opens the bottom half. Like that ends up looking kind of dumb, right? So I use the door as my reference point a lot of times here, because it does sort of set the scale for me. Yeah. So, other tricky thing here is that there are two doors on the front, whereas roofs are way easier if you can make them on an odd. But we might not be able to do that, so we might have to do an even numbered roof. Right, because if you do it on odd, then you could have like a single a top beam there to the roof, and it makes it come to like a really nice point there. But if you have an even one, then it ends up becoming a little bit flatter. And I mean, these roofs are a little bit flat, but they still kind of come to a ridge there. So yeah, Katya, it is a lot of thinking. There's a lot of details that go into this, which I find really fascinating. I mean, I love details, right? You know me, Katya. Um, there's I like details. All right, so let's go ahead and make this. Let's continue with the smooth stone. Right, that's what we were using here. Oh no, we were using, what is this? Yeah, we were using smooth stone here. Okay, so let's go ahead and continue with this smooth stone. Hold on here, I gotta fix my mouse cable is being persnickety. Okay. We'll continue with the smooth stone here. Right, we wanted to take that all the way to there. And then we'll use that to make this little concrete patio. I guess that would be the right term for it. Patio area. Like so. Let's make it 3 wide here. That might give us the depth that we need. And then we can do some stairs. The other thing we need to do is we need to find a good color block. So the other thing that's going to be a little bit difficult is we're not going to be able to get that cool two-tone effect. Yeah, like this. There's so like the ridges or details of the house there. We're not going to be able to quite get that, so we got to figure out some clever solution. Are the blueprints, Katya asks, are the blueprints available for all the Frank Lloyd Wright buildings? No, not all of them. I've done a lot of scouring on the internet, and usually I can find them, even if they're like mislabeled. I know these houses enough that I can be like, I recognize that. That looks like the Roby house, or that looks like this house. This one I could not find a blueprint for, unfortunately. So we are doing our best with what we've got. And then, let's see here. I am also trying to figure out a good place for my little chat window so I can see you guys. I'm going to put it here. Great. Yeah, so all this like cool little detail here with the like green piping, we're not going to quite be able to do. Unless we do something with the warped slab with some of the new blocks that we have. It's not the right green though, but it would allow us to add in some color, or maybe the dark prismarine would be a better choice there for some of those details. I don't know. Or we could try and do the mossy cobblestone, but it's not really, it doesn't really have gray to it. It's still green. I think this one is too like neon color. Yeah, Katya, so this was one that I actually have visited this. So the photos at the beginning of this little slideshow, these are the ones that I actually took when I was there. So, and I think I've actually visited this place twice, once in 2010 and once in 2017. And in 2010 I had not started doing the Frank Lloyd Wright craft stuff, but I had in 2017. So it's funny. Hola, Lysander. How's it going? So like once I started doing the Frank Lloyd Minecraft stuff or Frank Lloyd Wright craft stuff, anytime that I went to a new house, I also had that like future in mind of like I'm gonna build this one day, and so then I take like very weird but specific photos because I want to get certain angles and shots that will help me, that will help future Blinky to build these things in Minecraft. So, but yeah, so back to this struggle with the color. There's just not a good green. Not a good green that I like. We might do the dark prismarine. That might be our best bet here. Katya, this house is in Buffalo, and it is on the Darwin D Martin complex. So I gave a brief history at the beginning, but just to sort of sum it up, Darwin D. Martin was the treasurer of the Larkin Soap Company, and huge fan of Frank Lloyd Wright, so he commissioned Mr. Wright to make him a whole complex, and that's the photo that you see in the middle on the right-hand side of your screen there. that shows the whole complex, which includes his house and a greenhouse for his wife and a attached house or sort of secondary house that was for his brother. And then there's also a carriage house there, and then this is the gardener's house. So also designed by Frank Lloyd Wright. It is a much less complex design than the Martin's house. But like I said, Mr. Martin bought this plot of land and then commissioned Frank Lloyd Wright to build him a whole complex of houses on here. So, yeah. Mr. Martin was probably one of Frank Lloyd Wright's biggest fans because he commissioned him to not only do this, but also build him a summer home and maybe a couple other things in Buffalo. But yeah, this one is located in Buffalo, New York. Okay, so then we need to figure out what a good color is. So when I saw this, I think my photos are a little bit more. What about the slab at 9, 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I thought about that. I think if I used something, I probably would. Maybe I would use the mossy cobblestone because it has more green. I we might use this. I'll consider it. It was one of the ones that I was thinking about, Katya, because it does have some green there. I'm not sure if it has enough green, but maybe I don't know. We might try both, and then sort of maybe I'll poll the chat and see what you guys think. Which one like looks more like what we're seeing. Anyway, so when I was there, if you notice some of these photos, I think this is a truer color representation of what the house looks like. It's got this sort of um, yellow, almost Minecraft sandstone type color, um, with the green accent. Versus some of the stock photos I found online later. Yeah, like this, it's too orange. The house doesn't look orange like that. It's got this, yeah, this color, this sandstone-like color to it. So I think, let's see, what do we got here for sandstone? We could just use the smooth sandstone, right? Okay, I think we ruled out that we're using the smooth stone, and yeah, Katya, it is such a gorgeous house. I mean, I love Frank Lloyd Wright's architecture. Like it's so beautiful, um, and he was so ahead of his time. It's remarkable. Um, yeah, I think we'll try and go with the smooth sandstone. Might end up using a cut sandstone somewhere. Okay. Let's go with that for now. And we'll just sort of start to get the layout. So then where is, I need to get to the front view. Where was that one where we could see? There it is. Okay, so the little pillars, again, ignore the fact that this photo looks orange for some reason. Um, we need to build those little pillars. The first one right in front of this. I see, Lysander, you playing it cool, huh? Looks like that goes back like one more. And then maybe we'll go up with a 2 1, and then we can it's gonna have to go up again. Okay. You modifying my emojis, Lysander? Let's start with 4 across. We might need to go 6 across. Again, with the idea that let's see here. Uh, I think we'll probably end up using the acacia door here. Either that or the birch, because it does sort of give the. Oh, maybe the birch is better. So here's one of those things where like I'm torn between color or details. Although if we're using the sandstone, the birch might be the better bet here. All right, let's keep that in mind. And what if we do this here? Sorry, Lysander, I can't respond too much just because, again, I don't speak Spanish and it would take me a long time to copy over into like Google Translate. So I'm so happy that you're here hanging out. I'm sorry that I am not more responsive to some of your chats. Okay, so we could do this. I guess over there it's still grass, eh? Yeah, it is still grass over there. Okay. Oh, actually, this is. No, let's leave that there. Otherwise, I think it looks a little bit weird. I like the texture it gives a little bit there. Okay. So there we're starting to get a start. I wonder if this is too narrow. So either, I think our choices are either to do 4 wide or to do 6 wide. I think we might need to do 6 wide. I don't know. Well, hmm. Yeah, I think it looks too narrow. I think we're going to add on here and here, and here and here, and then we'll do this. Yeah, I think proportion-wise that looks better. So then here's one of those things where like, okay, on the top we could put something like this, or we could do the dark prismarine. Neither of them are perfect. Yeah, Katya, I find this whole process really fascinating. Like, how do you make it with the limitation of a cube of a block, right? Like, you can't subdivide that one. The left one looks more accurate. Yeah, I mean it is a more solid green. So maybe we'll use that. Like so. Okay. Now let me see. Are there any other? That gives me a good. Yeah, I totally see what you mean, Katya. Yeah, it's kind of what I was thinking. Great, Scott. You also like the darker green, the one that we have 2 of right now. All right. I think that's probably what we'll go for now. Until Minecraft creates a different. a different one. And I think this needs to be extended at least one here. Okay. And then that will get bumped up. We'll have to figure about, I wonder if I could do, I have an idea of something we could do. May or may not look perfect. I think it needs to go up one more. Okay. And I guess keep in mind that this is going to be, this actually would be like this. Yeah, there we go. So I do have an idea for something we could do here, which might be interesting. Um, so we could do something like this to get some of that green accent. Although, like, I want this color here. But it is something that we could do to, oops, to get a little bit of that green color. I don't know though. Might be a little cheesy. Katya, so much has changed in this game, even over the past like, I don't know, 3 years. Uh, okay. Okay. So now we need to take this back some. And then this will go up. Oh no, we need one more of those. Okay. And then this goes up. And we've got this here. Oops. Okay. And now, door. Well, I wonder what we want to put on the floor on the inside. Atlas plays with me sometimes when we do co-op nights. So you can oftentimes see him there. Let's just go with this on the inside for now. Might change later. It's a pretty typical Frank Lloyd, right? I'm not sure if he's gonna. I don't know if he's gonna start his own or not. We actually talked about a long time ago. We talked about streaming together and doing A/B testing with Atlas and Blinky, right? Get it? A/B testing. Um, but yeah, like I said, I think for now he's just sort of a guest star on some of my channels. Am I gonna want to put those there or recess them? Probably we'll make them on the front. Okay. God, they look so tiny there. I mean, the other thing we could also do here is we could do something with glass, right, to give the illusion of those like stained glass windows, right? Like so, which might help some. I might do something weird here and do like this. That looks too weird. I was trying to like give some dimension here, but then it's like disconnected from the doors. But we could try to do this, and then like when we do have the, yeah, maybe these don't need to come up quite so tall. I think when we have the roof on, it'll feel a little bit better. Okay, I am okay with that for now. So then we need this to pop out a bit. To make those planters that go all the way, they go a far way down. Let me see if I can get another side view here. Okay, so that's pretty flush. Do I have one in from the front? Yeah, those are pretty flush. I mean, the other thing we could do is we could, well, I guess I can't put, I could put plants in pots on here, which might give us some of that depth there. I'm just checking on multiple updates here. Some of my Facebook people's comment. Not that I'm streaming to Facebook right now, but yeah, this is. I think we'll probably do little planter boxes, or like, hmm, um, a little pots to give the look here. Oops, I did not mean to do that. Oh, well, we can't because of the slab. Oh, that makes this tricky. Well, I mean, the other way we could do this, is with we could make this a single and do something like this. That looks weird. Yeah, makes it like awkwardly wide. on the top. I wonder if we could put them behind here. Or for that matter, we could put dirt there, I guess, and plant. Yeah, what if we did that? Um, and then we could do something like that. And then for window things, we could go back to the idea of doing like the green here, which would give us some of the color. Or for that matter, let's use panes instead. Uh, that's gonna look way better. Give us some dimension there, like a little bit of 3D-ness. And so we do get a little bit of green in there, even though it's not the same highlighted, like the same piping. That's the word I'm looking for. We want to do one more. Let me take a look at some of these photos here. I mean, it is pretty long. Yeah, maybe we'll do one more window there. So we get 4 windows in there. Like so. Get some of this going. Oops, wrong place. Get some of this going in here. Put a couple little flowers in. Okay. Okay. Now we're starting to get somewhere. And then for the roof, let's see what kind of slabs we got here. I think that's probably what we'll be working with. I guess I'll probably just use the dark oak slabs for the roof. Um, excuse me. And that'll need to come out here. Unless, could I get away with doing it here, or would that look really weird with this thing? Maybe it would be okay. Yeah, that might be okay. Man, this is going against everything like that I wanna I don't know that I've trained myself to do with Minecraft is like not build even, but I'm not sure a better alternative. Okay, we're gonna hold off on that side because I don't know if I have uh any shots of the back of this or like the side that looks onto not the Martins land. Okay. Yep, I'm okay with that. I think I'm okay with that. And then we'll figure out the underside here later. Excuse me. Okay. I wonder if instead of stairs here, I want to put slabs. I think I might like that better. So if we did this. Yeah, I think that looks better. Oh, they do have this little cutaway here. We can do that. We can definitely do that. Okay. Okay, now we tackle the door. This one's gonna be tricky. Yeah, here it is. I'm looking for. So I think this is the second door, like in the back. Yeah, like back here. I think there's two door entrances. No, maybe this one's the back one. Yeah, that side one is the back one. Okay. So this is okay, so the front one is a little bit more straightforward then. Okay. So we've got that. Is that enough? To have just that one little blip, or do we need two? Does it need to be too wide for it to feel? I think it might need to be too wide. Yeah. Okay. So we could, excuse me, we could put the door on this level here. Or we could step it up one. I want to see, there was one sneaky shot of the interior. I want to see, yeah, here. I think that's of the back of the house, like the second part. Yeah. I know I try and so if I have more details about the interiors, I do try and do the interiors. Um, but oftentimes we don't like. I think this was still under renovation at the time when I went to go visit it, or it was just being finished, but it wasn't quite open to the public yet. I kind of forget why we couldn't go in, or it might actually be privately owned, even though it's on the property. I'm not entirely sure. Um, yeah. Okay. Well, let's go back to. So this is the farther back door. Yeah. And this is the door we're working on. Okay. Where'd my slabs go? Here's my slabs. What up, my slabs? Okay. So, yeah. So we could put the door at this level. And then it would be sort of a simple stair, which is fine. We don't need all of those stairs. We'll bring this out. Yeah, that could look nice. And then here, we're going to use the birch doors again. Let's see if there's another. Oh, there is a little window there. Okay, let's give this a little bit of breathing room, and we can do that window. Yeah. Yeah, like that. What if we do that? Okay. It's looking all right. I am going to take a quick break here and go use the loo. And then I will be back in just a minute. Probably gonna grab a drink as well. Be right back, guys. Alright, gang. I am back. Okay. So, what were we up to? We were up to figuring out this door here. And yeah, just sort of figure out what we want to do with that. I mean, it looks pretty good so far. Okay, and this goes out all the way here. I guess sort of dead ends into this, which just keeps going up. Yeah. Although, I think that probably needs to be this here. And maybe only one of those there. Yeah, that probably looks better. I guess we could make this too tall. That would be fine. Yeah. Looking good so far. I like it. This might be one of those builds where like it ends up kind of just being an empty shell on the inside, which I'm okay with. Sometimes I get fancier and do the interiors. This one we don't have a whole lot of material to work with, which is fine. So yeah, like I said, might end up just being sort of a shell on the inside here. Okay. But let's take this roof all the way over so we can see how this sort of intersects, because we do get this sort of um, double or like two. It's not flat on up top, which is kind of interesting. It does sort of butt out there on the second half. Okay. I think we might want to make this 3 wide here before these little um, planters start poking out. Yeah. Although those are on the same, they need to come forward some. Hmm. Maybe this whole thing needs to come forward some. Like so. And then this window could actually either come over or be twice as wide. Yeah. Okay, this needs to go all the way up. Yeah, okay. All right. Getting there. For sure. Put little torches there for the lights. Or we could do end rods. Let's see which one looks better. If I did that, I would want it. Oh shoot. Okay, we need that to come down then. Yeah, let's just fill this in. And then if we did end rods, it would need to be here. Maybe the torches look better. I don't know. Maybe the end rods look better? I'm not sure if I'm a big fan of either light source here. Maybe I'll keep the end rods. Looks a little bit more modern, at least. Okay. So then let's look back at these. Yeah, so you see how it like bumps out? And I think it does it at like almost exactly the halfway mark. I remember seeing some. Yeah, look at that. Almost exactly at that halfway mark there. Super peculiar. But that's what we're going to go on. So this is all fine good here. Then this is going to be here. And that's going to go out over this way. And we're going to bring this over so we can get a little bit of perspective on what this is going to look like. Okay. Okay. And then here, I guess we'll just guesstimate on like what the back looks like. And we'll kind of just make it the same as the other side. Maybe without the planter boxes though. This is probably our best bet. Gonna bring this all the way across here. Put some end rails in here to make sure that it is. If we do change this over to survival, make sure that it's spawn proof. There we go. Okay, we'll just do that for now, since we don't really know how this is going to go beyond here yet. And we'll stick in these green glass panes here. Oh man, we have to do so much terraforming here. You know, I probably could have made this a lot closer. Oh well. Yeah, I probably should have brought this whole thing closer in. But oh well. It is what it is now. Okay, so this seems to go up at least another block. God, this is super tall. And then we do have a window out here, maybe? And then here we have like a smaller window, I think. Maybe we'll just do that. And then we do have a roof thing. Oh, actually, it'll need to be here. And then it'll come across. Nope. There we go. And then from here we can start building up. Like so. Okay. There we go. That's starting to look like something. Where's the side view here? There we go. Right? Okay. And if we put dirt in here. Okay, let's see if we can find a better shot of this side. That one's okay. We could probably work with that. Unless we see anything better to work with. This is also okay. This is the back of the house. That one's also decent to work with. Or that one for that matter. Maybe we'll use this. This gives us a little bit more dimension to work with. Okay, so these are not as wide as the other ones. Maybe we want to bump it out here. And then what are we doing about windows? Okay, so that either needs to be one shorter or one longer. Let's do that. I need another side angle. Okay, so that's not a flower bed area. It's like a little porch area. feel like that goes too deep. We'll bring it in. Bring it in by one. Is that gonna look weird with the window? Eh, not terrible. Okay, and I guess we'll do a door here. And look at the other. So that needs to be flush. So it can't come out anymore. Yeah, that's okay. I'm okay with it being flush with that part of the building. To give it a little bit of depth here. Okay. And then we'll make this little porch area here with the smooth stone. This will start to slab it down. Yeah. From here, and then that's there. All right, we're getting there. Put some flowers in the flower box. I feel like I should be like, happy trees. Happy trees. What if we did this? Yeah, that could look alright. Again, gives it a little bit of depth, so that's good. This needs to be at least 3 wide. And then we needed a door. Do you want to use this, or do you want to use the dark oak? Use the dark oak back here. There. Okay. Yeah, this is starting to look like the gardener's house. Cool, cool. Although I really don't know what to do with the back here. Yeah, that's gonna be a tricky one. We're placing blocks. Happy trees. Happy blocks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm liking the way this is turning out so far. We still have plenty of room to do the visitor center if we want to there, which would be great. And we do that tiny little greenhouse here just to fill things in. Then a lot of terraforming. Yes, sir. Just to fill in some of this to, I don't know, make me feel better. Just because, I don't know, feels like progress. Guess that's where the second floor would be. perhaps. Cool. Yep, I like it. All right, let's see what else we got here. So there's the back of the building, which I probably also have a shot of. Okay, yeah, that is the back. There's the corner there. If I made this one more wide, would that look weird? Yeah, I think we should probably cut our losses here. Not losses, but yeah, we'll do this. Let's go ahead and extend this out so we can get an idea of where the ground is back that far. There we go. Oh, although back here we do have a little garden area. But it does mean that this is the bottom. Yeah. Okay, so we did 3 there. We do 3 here. 3, 1, 2, 3. And then I'm going to bump it out here. Well, we did that inside. Okay. We'll do this to give some depth there. Okay. Then we can put some dirt in here. Does it need to be like that, or do they need to be... those do go right to the dirt, so that's okay. And we had some flowers to put over there to help round it out. And let's do coarse dirt so that we can be assured that it will stay dirt-like. Right, so we got some like bushes and stuff here. This whole little plot of land back here is dirt. We'll probably use some sort of like stone or pressure plate or stone buttons to give some sort of texture back here. We'll do the landscaping later, and then the rest of this is grass. Yep. Yeah, I think we will. Oh, that's a lot of terraforming. We'll probably. I don't know. I don't know what we're gonna do about this river. I just don't know. Let's do one more here. Go to 2. That is not at all the button that I wanted. Yeah, that looks much better there. Okay. Cool. Okay, gang. Well, we made some good progress on this today, for sure. A lot of terraforming work to do. That'll be something for another day. But I do like the way a lot of this house is coming along. So I think we'll probably call it there for today. And we will continue on this next Friday. Probably finish it up. Especially since we got most of the stuff laid out here. It's just a matter of finalizing some things, doing the other side, making it it end up sort of symmetrical or complementary in the back there. This comes out quite a good bit here. Maybe we'll just do 2, so it doesn't get like ridiculously long. But this starts to give the framework for our roof here. And then this can continue all the way back towards the front of the house. And it'll connect up with this guy here. Great. And this can continue here. We'll just bring this along. I know I said I was going to end this, and then I got distracted by roofs. Yeah, and then the inside might end up just being kind of a box, which is fine. We don't really know too much about the interior, so we can't really do a whole lot with it there. I'll make this come out one more. Yeah. We'll have these come across. Maybe if we brought this down one. we brought this down here. And this was up here. I don't know if I like that or not yet. We'll see. We'll sit on it, and maybe we'll change our minds next week. But otherwise, thanks guys for hanging out, and I don't know. Thanks for your input too. I hope you've enjoyed watching me break down the gardener's house of the Darwin D. Martin complex. So there we have the complex here with the main house, Darwin's brother over here, the his wife's greenhouse, the carriage house, and now we have the gardener's house. And then over here it's going to be the visitor center if we eventually decide to do that, which is not done by Frank Lloyd Wright, but is, like I said, I think it has a very complimentary style. So and those we'll finish this up next Friday. Maybe we'll add this on. Maybe we'll save that for later down the line. But that brings Frank Lloyd Wright Craft Fridays to a close. Thanks so much, guys, for hanging out with me, and I hope to see you on another stream. I have scheduled streams on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. You can check out my page for what those times are in your time zone. Otherwise, I do a lot of unscheduled streams just when my crew and I are doing co-op games online and just hopping on. So if you are interested in knowing when I go live, please ring the bell here because it'll give you those notifications about when I'm going live. Also, you can follow me on Twitter, same name, Blink Blink Games, and that will, I have it set up so it'll automatically tweet when I go live. So if you are more of a Twitter type person, then you can find me there. And I will see you next time, guys. Bye!